So Maris, I'm excited to talk about all the different components of emotions. So we have thoughts, the things that we think. We have the emotion that we feel. We have our body sensations when we feel an emotion. And we have the actions that we do. Let's go through a couple of them. And when I think of you as a yogi, I think you're someone who knows about the body sensation. So let's start with body sensation. So let's do some rapid fire. When you're angry, what body sensation do you feel?
My cheeks get hot.
Oh, when you're sad, what body sensation do you feel?
My stomach just feels heavy.
Yes. When you're guilty, what body sensations do you feel?
I feel like a warmth in my chest.
Ooh. My stomach, when I'm guilty, is just like, I'm like, do I have the flu? But no, I just feel guilty or ashamed of something I've done. What about when you're excited?
Butterflies.
Butterflies. What about when you're nervous or worried?
Just jittery, hands sweating.
Yes. So one of the important things about knowing what body sensations you have is so that you can figure out, I'm feeling an emotion. The next thing that's tied to emotions are thoughts. I like to give an example of how if you're depressed and you were my roommate, Maris, and you're like, Erin, let's go to a party. If I was feeling depressed, what I would want to do is my action I'd want to take is to be physically curled up in bed, and my body sensation would probably, I almost feel hollow when I'm sad. But the thoughts that I'm having are, I wouldn't have fun at the party. No one cares if I go or not. No one's going to miss me. I'm not as funny as Maggie. People will be upset if Maggie's not at the party, but they won't care that I'm not at the party. And those thoughts give us a great clue to how we're feeling. Can you think of any thoughts that for you are always tied to a certain emotion?
You mentioned guilt, and the feeling is always, you messed up. You did a big bad thing. Everybody's going to find out you did a big bad thing, and they're going to look at you differently. And my brain just writes this whole story about how I am now a bad person because of maybe one little mess up that happened or one little mistake.
So let's go to the last ones. We've got body sensations, we've got thoughts, we have the emotion, and the action that comes out of it. What do you tend to want to do when you feel guilty? Maybe what's the healthy thing to do, but what does your body want to do when you're feeling guilty?
Totally. If I'm to think back to when I was in the thick of an eating disorder, restriction, some way to punish myself. And I don't say that as though it was a super logical thing. I thought, now I'm going to restrict my food to punish myself. But it would just kind of happen, and it would make me feel better in the moment. But like you said, not necessarily the healthiest way to go about it.
Yeah. So one of the reasons we want people to think about emotions is both there's an emotion, there's an action you want to take, there's thoughts that you have, there's body sensations, is that when you're feeling really crappy, crummy, and you want to try turn down the volume, you can intervene at any of those spots. So one place to intervene is to tell yourself a different thought, even if I don't have fun at the party, it will be good for me to spend that time with Maris. Or maybe you can intervene in the body sensation. So if you are feeling trembling, you maybe take a warm bath or you go on a walk outside. Sometimes we do these things take a deep breath and you're skeptical if it's going to work. And I think that's our ask for all of you this week is okay to be skeptical, but give it a try. Try taking that extra breath. Try putting your shoulders back. Try telling yourself a different thought. Try figuring out where you're going to intervene to help your emotion feel a little less intense. Thanks for being here.